KZ Guy 2 here again, No Nonsense Know-How. Today working on this 2015 Chevy Cruze, and I want to document my findings and give you a few tips on dealing with this P0301 cylinder number 1 misfire. This vehicle has about 120,000 miles on it, and it's only running on 3 cylinders. Going to keep this very elementary and to the point. Give it a thumbs up if it helps you out. Now, when you first start this car, it runs pretty smooth, but coming to the first traffic light, started stumbling, run a little bit rough. And so we got that number 1 misfire code in there. Your number 1 cylinder is going to be on the passenger side. So you're going to start by popping the hood, and then on the back here, pull up here, get this cover off. And when you pop this off, you might notice sometimes they already have broken clips on them. Pretty normal to see that. It gets very hot up top of here. I've already ripped this apart, but I just want to document my findings on this to help anybody else out there that has the same code. Now pop these 2 bolts off the top. You're going to use a T30 Torx like that, and then slide this coil pack out of here. You don't even have to disconnect the connector, at least on this one. And looking down the spark plug holes, you can see they're all same color, except for when you get to number 1. Look at that. There's evidence of something going on there. So now let's take a look at the coil pack here. Looks pretty uniform, except for boom, again, number 1 looking a little different in there. And as we get down in here, we can see this tracing right there. None of the other ones have that. And if you slide this up, these boots actually pop off. You can replace these. But if you slide this up, you can see the spark has been jumping through here and arcing over to the ground, which, onto the head. And that's why it's misfiring. The spark is taking the path of least resistance. And if we look at this boot inside of here, we can see, well, it's pretty corroded and nasty. So anyway, that tells me the coil is still firing, which I've indeed checked. And you have 2 options to take care of this. One, you could clean it up and shove some dielectric grease up in there, up in this boot, because this boot's not dry rotted or cracked. Put it back on, and honestly, it'll probably be fine. But since this car has well over 100,000 miles on it, I went ahead and got a new coil pack. You can get these on Amazon for around $70. I'll put a link in down below. And then guess what? You can keep this one as a spare for when you're on the road or something. These tend to usually kick after 100,000 miles at some point. It's a very hot environment up top of here on top of the cylinder head. Now you can just get new boot kits for them too, but from what I saw online, these are like 20 bucks a boot on eBay. And just to recap on this, since all this corrosion on here, there was a lot of resistance going from here down to the spark plug. You got like 30,000 volts coming through these coils, so since it had all that resistance, it started jumping to the, arc into the block. And if you look at the cylinder head, you might even see some arc tracing on there. Anyway, to replace it, take this purple clip here with a screwdriver and push that over just like so, and then squeeze down right here, and you can slide this connector off. Excellent time to replace all your spark plugs, or at least pop them out and check them. It's going to be a 5/8 or 16 millimeter socket. Nice to have a magnet to grab those too if you don't have a spark plug socket that has the rubber boot in there. And then I like to take some dielectric grease like this, pop each of these boots off, put a dab on this side and also a dab inside of this hole here, and then rub some grease in the connector as well. You only need a little dab in each hole just like that. And the reason I put it on this side too is to try and prevent that corrosion from happening again. Sorry about the, got a little cut there, a little nick. Now drop your new coil back on there, making sure it goes back on all the spark plugs perfectly. Plug your connector in, zip down these 2 screws, put the cover on, and you're done. Good to go. Throw this one in the trunk, keep it as a spare, not a bad idea in case you're out in the middle of the desert somewhere and maybe 2 of these coils kick and you gotta get home. Clear the code out with your scan tool, take it for a ride, make sure it's good, and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out. Again, I'll plug in down below anything I used in this video, so check that out. Is this the only thing that can cause a P0301 code? No, there's certainly, you could have injector issues, compression issues. Is this the most common though? Absolutely. I just wanted to keep this real basic, show you that arc tracing, document my findings, and anyway, till next time, this is KZ Guy 2 here, No Nonsense Know-How. Toss me a subscribe. I'll see you next time.